Once upon a time, deep within a quiet mountain village that was embraced by lush forests and sparkling rivers,
As
there lived a humble stonecutter named Haru, day in and day out. He would wake up before the sun, his old clothes already patched with many holes. With his trusty hammer and chisel in hand, he would head into the mountains to cut stones. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, his muscular arms would grow tired from the effort. His hands would become rougher, and sweat would trickle down his dusty face. After a long day's work, he would return home with just a few coins in his pocket, enough to buy some rice and keep a roof over his head. As he walked, he would often stop under the shade of a big tree and let out a deep sigh, muttering to himself, "Why was I born a poor stonecutter? Others live comfortable lives with respect and dignity, while I spend every day breaking stones." One day, while walking home, Haru saw a wealthy merchant riding in a magnificent golden carriage. The merchant's silk clothes shone like the sun, his hands adorned with shining rings, and several servants followed him, each carrying precious gifts and treasures. Villagers bowed their heads in respect as the merchant passed by. Looking at him, Haru couldn't help but think, how lucky he is. People respect him, his wealth and comfort, and even servants to attend to him. If only I could be him, my life would be perfect. That night, Haru went to sleep thinking about the merchant's luxurious life. And when he woke up the next morning, his world was completely different. He wasn't a stonecutter anymore. Instead, he found himself dressed in fine silk clothes, living in a big house with servants bringing him food on silver plates. Villagers now greeted him with respect, and travelers bowed to him as he passed by. Haru realized he was now the wealthy merchant he had envied the day before. For a while, Haru enjoyed his new life. But one day, as he was walking through the crowded streets, he noticed people stepping aside respectfully as a group of soldiers marched past him. In the center of the soldiers sat a powerful official on a decorated horse. Everyone bowed their heads and didn't even dare to look him in the eyes. Haru thought, this official is truly powerful. Even the rich merchant has to show him respect. How amazing it would be to be him. That night, Haru dreamed of being the powerful official. And when he woke up, he was no longer the merchant. He was the official. Now, he wore a grand robe. Soldiers saluted him, and people trembled when they heard his voice. For a moment, he felt proud and strong. But soon, as he rode through the city, the hot sun beat down on him. Sweat ran down his face, and he longed for a cool, shady tree. Looking up at the bright sun, Haru wished, oh, to be the sun would be the greatest power of all. Then no one would be stronger than me. The next morning, Haru became the sun. He woke up and found himself shining brightly across the sky. His light touched the mountains, the rivers, and the tiny blades of grass. Farmers relied on his warmth, flowers bloomed because of his light, and the earth thrived under his gaze. Now I am truly the most powerful, Haru thought proudly. But as he shone in the sky, a dark cloud drifted in front of him, hiding his light. The people and the plants below could no longer feel his warmth. That cloud is stronger than me. I wish I could be the cloud. Haru became the cloud, big and dark. He covered the sun and poured rain upon the earth. He filled the rivers and created raging storms. Farmers prayed for his mercy, and he felt a sense of power. But as he floated across the sky, a fierce wind pushed him around. He couldn't control where he went. The wind is stronger than me. I wish I could be the wind. And so Haru became the wind. He roared across the land, toppling trees and tearing roofs from houses. He pushed huge ships across the seas. People hid in their homes, afraid of his strength. At last, I am the most powerful of all, Haru declared. But one day, he blew against a massive rock on top of the mountain. No matter how hard he tried, the rock didn't move. It just stood there. Suddenly, Haru felt a sharp pain. He looked down and saw a man with a hammer and chisel striking the rock again and again. The man worked tirelessly under the hot sun, sweating and breathing heavily. Haru looked more closely and realized it was a stonecutter, the very person he used to be. And in that moment, Haru understood that even the greatest rock could be shaped by the simplest tool. He realized his work as a stonecutter was important. His strength wasn't defined by his wealth or power, but by the work he did and the person he was. The next moment, Haru woke up. He was back in his old clothes, holding his hammer and chisel on the mountain. But now he smiled. He was no longer envious of others. Instead, he was grateful for who he was and the work he did. Swung his hammer with pride, knowing that he had the power to shape not just stones, but his own destiny.